I'm in my fitness, getting back in shape journey. And something that I did a couple of weeks ago was speak to the dietitian at my gym, and she designed for me a 1-week meal plan. And what I am going to do this week is follow the meal plan. So apparently she thinks that I should be at around 1,700 calories per day. And so I spent a crap ton of money on food. I'm actually not joking. I think I dropped like $260 on groceries, and I'm not thrilled about it. That'll be here tonight. It's kind of just like a little experiment to see like how I eat like normally versus like what a actual trained dietitian created for me and how it affects my body. So that's really just what this week experiment is really going to be. So let's get into the fun, I guess. I hope this all fits in the fridge. Yo, I have literally no idea how I just got all of this in the fridge. It looks like a total mess, but it worked somehow. This probably isn't good for the food either, but this stuff is literally for this week, so I think it'll be okay for a few days. This is dinner. I'm a tad concerned that my chicken is just very, very lightly underdone, but I think it looks okay. I got a massive salad, so dinner's actually pretty big. And I'm really jealous because Joe has a quesadilla because we are not on the same diet this week. I would say so far, I kind of just feel like I did when I was on like my keto craze. If you've seen that I did for a month, except I'm allowed to have more carbs on this. So otherwise it's low carb and low fat from what I've kind of read for the menu. It's gonna be a fun week. Oh my God. It said to microwave this for 5 minutes and it kind of just looks like death, but we'll see how this tastes. It's okay. Definitely would prefer an apple pie. Oh my God, I haven't even put the dressing on yet, but this salad is freaking wild. There's just so much going on in here. This is never something I would have made on my own. All right, let's see if it's even any good. So it has spinach, egg whites, which I'm definitely more of an egg with the yolk kind of person, albacore tuna, quinoa, mushrooms, tomatoes, and artichokes. And then one of the things that's so funny about this is I'm literally just sitting with my food scale and measuring everything to get it exactly as she wants it. Just like, some of these salads, man, are just like, hopefully I'm almost done with the balsamic vinegar though, because I like balsamic vinegar, but 3 in a row is tough. Can I just get some more than just like the spinach? Does spinach count as a lettuce? I don't know.
Bruh.
The tuna helps. I mean, it's okay. Definitely never something I would have made on my own. I see why she has me eating every 2 hours though, because oh my God. It's fine. We had to improve the eating. This is why I talked to a dietitian in the first place, because my methods were not working. I will see you guys again from a snack in like 2 hours. Well, it actually doesn't really taste like much. I know it's a fruit salad, but it's still another salad. But it tastes good. Lightly sweet, which is nice. And honestly, still better than that over microwaved apple that I had last night. I get these wrapped up and I'm going to put them in the oven with my giant sweet potato. Tonight is a lot of food and I really just don't know how I'm gonna eat it all. Because like tonight she wants me to have basically another small, 2 cups, I think. Yeah, 2 cups of spinach salad with balsamic vinegar dressing again. And we're having a whole cup of green beans, 1.5 cups of roasted beets, flounder, but I couldn't get flounder, so I got tilapia because we're just have tilapia, so I'm just have tilapia twice, and a giant sweet potato, which as you can see, I have a giant hand for comparison. The thing is massive. Wish me luck on this one. I'll probably just put them in here together, right? Yeah. I'll just put this. Okay. Is it fire? There's fire. Not. Okay. Bruh. Like, what is she thinking? If there's any dietitians, like, explain this to me, because this is crazy. The only thing I changed was I did 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar instead of 2, because for 2 little cups of spinach, I just couldn't do a second tablespoon. I did season the fish because I just can't not have something seasoned, and she didn't say not to season anything, but I'm keeping it simple: salt, pepper, garlic. I did some parsley, but she didn't say to do any butter for the potato. She didn't say to do like anything, so I'm like really nervous because I don't want to go over what was written. Here's dinner, day 2, and I have 1 more meal after this. I still have my snack, which is pineapple. It's pineapple. Wish me luck. It tastes healthy. Okay, we have our day 3 afternoon snack. It was supposed to be 10 almonds with a cup of watermelon, but I couldn't find watermelon and I didn't want to buy a whole one just for 1 snack. So instead I have an apple, which has a pretty high water content, so I think that should be okay. And I literally counted out 10 almonds, which apparently calories are very sneaky and nuts, but the fact that I only counted out 10 almonds honestly just seems ridiculous. But I'm hungry every 2 hours on this diet, which I was talking to my boyfriend about it this morning, and even he was saying, he's like, wow, your dietitian is brilliant, like she's resetting your metabolism. I'm like, cool, but I don't like being hungry every 2 hours. This is my, as I said, my day 3 afternoon snack. And so then tonight, I think is like a stuffed pepper. And then it'll be about halfway through the week. And then we'll see what the results are, because like, hopefully I feel better. Also, fun fact, something that I learned today. If you eat roasted beets and you eat a lot of them, expect your all of your innards that come out to be purple for about 24 hours. Enjoy that fun fact. Okay, so dinner tonight is, where is my freaking, I'm gonna bring this up a touch. Will it work with me? Work with me? Perhaps, maybe. Okay, so dinner tonight is basically a stuffed pepper. And it was really funny. I was reading through, because you know how sometimes these meal plans from dietitians, like they're just like lists and you're just trying to figure it out, and the instructions are like really hard to think. Because it literally says combine chicken with veg, beans, stuffed pepper, sauce, bake. Like that's the instructions. But then in here it has like Italian dressing and mixed greens. And I'm like, ew, that's disgusting. Like, she wants that to go in there. And then my brain realized, oh, that's the side salad. That's not getting mixed in with the pepper, because that would be gross. But I do have to look up a lot of things, like how to make a stuffed pepper, even though I've eaten them before. And like there's a couple of things that I've just had to like look up how to do, because obviously like this is not like a recipe book, it's just guidelines. So that's been fun. But on the bright side, this is a lot less food than yesterday, where yesterday I was just like, this is so much food. Today it should not be that bad. It's like a single stuffed pepper, so it'll be like 2 halves stuffed with a side salad, and should be much more manageable. But I am noticing that I'm only using like portions of all of the things that I've ordered. So it'll be like, I'll go earlier. Here we go, like this one. I used 1/4 of a cup of black beans, and now the rest of the black beans are in my fridge. And my fridge is still pretty stuffed from when I first got stuff. And I'm sure, what do I need of the kidney beans? 0.13 cups, and I have this whole can. Tomato sauce, 1/2 cup, which is a little bit more. So I'll probably get rid of half of this, but regardless, I'm just putting more and more Tupperware in my fridge. And I'm just gonna figure out like how I'm gonna use the rest of this stuff. And oh, never mind. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Sausage.
But as I was saying, not to be that guy, but her thing only says to use 1 clove of garlic, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to use 3 because I deserve flavor. Winter, what's wrong with you?
You crying for me?
She's like crying outside of the bathroom door. I think she wants to be fed. Can you feed her? Oh my god. You're hungry? You're hungry?
She's definitely hungry.
Oh yeah, look at that. Winter, come here. Winter, come here. Yes, yes, up. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, you ready? Here's your dinner. Good job. We like flavor here, so we're gonna add a little bit of salt and some peppers. Get those like basic flavors in there. And we got fresh garlic. We probably don't need garlic powder. Beans. Got the rice and the tomato sauce. Oh my god. Well, they might be like overstuffed peppers, but that's okay. And in they go. Okay. And now to clean up my mess and make my salad. All right, here we are about 40 minutes later, unfortunately, because I had to make someone else's dinner too. So these still feel a bit warm though, thank goodness. Look at them. They look nice and full. And I just have my simple green salad with a little bit of Greek dressing. Thank goodness we're finally not having balsamic vinegar. So yeah, it's not as melty as it would have been first thing out of the oven, but I digress. We got responsibilities in life. Come here, stay on my fork. Stay on my fork. You know what? That's actually pretty good. Even after sitting for like 40 minutes. This might be my favorite meal of this diet plan so far. Hi, Winter. Hello. Oh yeah? Oh, it's petting time, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, salmon's actually really good. I've never broiled salmon before. I've always like pan fried it. And yesterday I don't think I really had any of these big salads and today we're just back to the big salad. I feel like a rabbit. All right. Lunch, day 5. I mean, I'm getting just kind of sick of salad. I feel like that's sort of the thing. So my mixed greens, I ran out of like the mixed greens bag. So I mixed kale, some leftover like just romaine I had in the fridge, and then some of the arugula because I haven't really seen that being like asked for anymore. So that was kind of like how I did the mixed green. And then it was only supposed to be a 1/4 cup of avocado, but the avocados are so small as it is. And she wanted me to do like a 1/4 cup of salsa, which is too much in my opinion. I understand I'm not the dietitian. I'm just like, I don't want to drown my food in salsa. So I did the whole avocado, but the avocados are mini. They're like that big. They're little, so I'm hoping it's not gonna be too detrimental. But I'm just kind of sick of these like, I don't know, I feel bad because it's like, I feel like I'm just sick of these meals and I'm tired of being hungry every 2 hours. Like, it's okay. It's like a stupid, simple little burrito bowl. I need to get out and get some more movement. I went to the gym yesterday and did like squats with like the bar for the first time ever with help. Did not do it on my own, but definitely need to get some walking in because I've been doing a lot of sitting, which is probably is not good. Not probably not good, it is not good. And then I'm actually gonna go out and do something. I'm gonna go see the Mario movie, which looks adorable. I don't think I'm gonna eat salads for a long time after this, which is probably very counterintuitive to this entire plan, but hey, I'm just being honest. So I forgot to make the broccoli to go with this one, but it looks okay. I just do not have the mental capacity in me to throw another vegetable on the plate And the thing is, like, I like vegetables, but I'm getting really, really sick of eating vegetables. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of tilapia, but that's what she said to eat. I'd much rather have had cod or something along those lines, but it was seasoning. Everything just seems so bland and just like depressing. Like I really want like a burrito, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're trying to be healthy, and then we're gonna see how it all is at the end of the week, and then hopefully it works. I have to keep remembering that any change to a diet is always very hard because your body, it's probably like that whole thing with like the gut flora, like you're craving the things that you were denying it, and then once you can get past that craving, like you're fine. So I just have to not fall into that urge to eat all the fat and sugar. And then once I get past that, I should be okay and not want all the fat and sugar. But right now, I have a headache and it freaking sucks. I would say so far, with it being day 5, my biggest complaint is I just hate being hungry every 2 hours. And I'm starting to get headaches, and I think that's just from like the sugar withdrawal. And I mean, I don't eat a ton of sugar anyway, but I probably have just been eating a lot worse somehow than I guess I thought I was, even though I generally feel as if I do eat pretty well, but I do eat a lot of rice, which could be part of the problem. And specifically white rice. And I've been eating brown rice and quinoa this week. And I feel like most of this food is really bland and boring. Last, there are 2 more days. I love that he just happens to turn the freaking faucet on. There are 2 more days. We are almost there. Oh, wish me luck, please. Wish me luck. Do you want breakfast too? Interesting. It's definitely not meat. Day 6's dinner. It's not too bad. It's a lot of lentils though. Not gonna lie, a whole cup mixed with onions, and I just did, I think, like a little salt. Usually when I have lentils, this is like lentil soup, Lebanese like lentil soup, but it will suffice. I have a feeling though these lentils are really gonna hold me up because apparently these are a really good source of fiber. Oh, that's hot. Whew. Okay, it is the last day of this meal plan, and I am grateful today is the last day because I have just, it's been a lot, honestly. I know like any new diet is tricky. I know that there's an adjustment period, and there have been days of this where I've been okay. However, I'm just always hungry, and what I believe has been most of the purpose of this whole plan has just been to speed up my metabolism, which I hope is working. But at the same time, I just... Okay, so basically what I'm thinking is I probably just can't really eat like this normally. Is that like a quitter's mentality? I just think I need more variety. That might be it. Is like, I feel as if I need a little bit more variety. I've been using seasonings. I've been doing things like that. But like I've had so many salads. And I know this was like a testing out the waters kind of thing. But I'm just saying, like, it's been tough. It's been an interesting week. And I'm going to be honest, I had a friend of mine from college that I did not expect to be in town last night, and I had a bubble tea. So I did technically break the diet. I just want to be honest. I had one, but like I hadn't seen her in 3 years, and she wanted to meet up and get bubble tea. That was important to me, and I'm like, one bubble tea isn't gonna kill me. So, but I did get half sugar, if that helps at all. But I always order it like that. I don't like it too sweet. Everything else I've been trying to stay like as on track as possible. Like today I even stayed home from work. I did an extra work from home day this week so that I could finish out the diet, because I just can't imagine trying to do this while like in the office, because it's just like every 2 hours. Like, I would have had to have packed way too much stuff. It would have been a mess. We've got my second to last snack, my bell peppers and hummus, which I'm excited for because I forgot to film it, but I had like this turkey avocado, like a greens wrap for lunch. And even though I thought it was gonna be good and it actually tasted fine, but my point is like I thought I was gonna be full for a while. No, I was hungry about 20 minutes later. That's part of like why I'm looking forward for this to like sort of be over and talking to my dietitian to be like, it's just like not holding in my stomach long enough. But I'm really excited to see what the results are going to be tomorrow, to step on that scale and see if we lost anything and maybe lost some fat. Maybe it'll be mostly water weight, who knows. But that is my midday, final day update. I'm finally getting pasta on like the last day, and I had to measure this is like 2 ounces. Now I know like as people, we eat too much pasta anyway, but I feel like this is about to be very sad pasta. Waiting for the end product. We shall see. Oh my god, that's not even like a full cup of carrots. I got 2 whole freaking carrots in here. I don't usually like this many vegetables in my pasta.
Maybe doctors just want to check. He's very hard working, not really sick in that or something.
I feel like this might be more than a cup of pasta. Alright, it is the final dinner of the diet. Not gonna lie, I do feel like this is more pasta than I was supposed to make. So instead to make a cup, I believe that's what it said, a cup, yes? Oh no, 1.133 cups. So I made, because I wasn't quite sure how to measure like a cup of pasta. So I measured like what 1 serving would have been, like based off the package. So I actually like weighed out about 2 ounces or so of pasta. That's what I got. It's got carrots, broccoli, onion, garlic, and some Parmesan cheese on top. And it's whole wheat spaghetti. And I really did like char those carrots. So hopefully they've got like some sweetness. It's a very veggie filled noodle dish. Oh, and there's ground chicken because I was supposed to use chicken breast, but as I was saying,
2,000 years later.
as I was saying, I used ground chicken instead of chicken breast because I ran out of whole chicken. So there we go. 5 minutes later. How is this? You know what? It's not that bad. This is probably gonna be my second most favorite item on this freaking list. I think the sweetness and charring from the carrots is what kind of probably gives it its extra spunk. For my final dinner on this, I'm not mad. I don't understand why food has to just be like such a hard thing. So, I mean, just in general, I would say that food is something that I probably struggled with for a long time. You may have seen potentially some of my other videos. I've tried keto, I've tried intermittent fasting, I've done like a bunch of different stuff, and to be frank, I do that challenge and then I basically fall off the bandwagon. And I think that's because a lot of it is just like bad dieting, trying some. Oh, I did cabbage soup for a week. That was probably one of the most awful things I've ever done. That was bad. So, but back on my point, food is very hard. A lot of people can probably agree with me when you say that just like food is your comfort. It makes you feel good. It brings back memories. It makes you feel like you're at home, happiness, joy. It is just such a really important part of our lives. And to me, that's definitely true. I love food. I live to eat. And that is part of the reason why I think I believe that adjusting my diet has been such a difficult thing for me to do. And so I just kind of want to go over how the week went, how I feel, what happened, all that jazz, because like I did this with a professional and this is the first time I've done something professionally guided. guided and not just doing something and winging it on my own. To begin, I really did try to follow this as closely as possible. And the biggest thing that I noticed is that it was a very vegetable and fruit heavy diet plan. She really cut my carbs back, which in the beginning, I would say the first 2 to 3 days was really making me kind of get like the same senses that I had when I did my keto challenge, which that made me very nervous because if you've seen that video, I did not do well on keto at all. Like the low carbs for me, like we did not vibe. But this wasn't like no carbs at all. And I mean, I still had rice and pasta, but it was like sparse. Like I had to measure everything. I actually do have a weight scale and I really like mine. And if you're interested, I'll put the link for it in the description below. And weighing things, measuring things out in tablespoons and cups, it really opened my eyes, I think, to true portion sizes. So I would be putting like 2 tablespoons of walnuts, a teaspoon of flaxseed, half a cup of rice, 4.5 ounces of meat. And I was just like looking at these portion sizes. I'd have like this small thing of like maybe rice and meat and some vegetables, and then I'd still have like 2 cups of salad with vegetables or maybe just lettuce, and then I'd have a teaspoon or 2 of olive oil and then maybe like a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar in it, and that would be it. And I think that was probably one of the things that started to kind of get frustrating, is that a lot of the meals, she varied them up enough, but they were very similar, so I only had to buy only so many. I say that because I spent like a lot of money, but it'd be like I'd be using the turkey multiple times and the chicken multiple times and the peppers multiple times, so like the same fruits I'd be eating. I could just buy batches and it wasn't like things were a one-time use and then I just didn't know what to do with the rest of it, except for the beans. This kind of happened, that did happen with the beans, and now I still need to like use the rest of those. I noticed, so essentially like a lot of it was very similar and that got kind of boring. I also, what I didn't really care for was that I was hungry every 2 hours. Now my assumption is that she did this to try to reset my metabolism. So I'm not being like, boo-hoo, like I was hungry every 2 hours, although I'm going to freely admit, like it's not, I didn't enjoy that at all. I'm more of someone who may or may not eat breakfast, and then I'll have lunch, maybe with some rice and like a protein, and I'll try to get some vegetables in there, and I don't really snack. I drink a lot of tea, a lot of water, might have some kombucha, and then I'll have dinner. I say I'm more of like a two meals a day kind of person, and she's got me eating 6, which that's a massive difference, I'm not gonna lie. It would always start off with breakfast. Then after breakfast, and she said to try to eat it within 1 to like max 2 hours of waking up. So I'd always try to get it within that hour and a half kind of time frame. Then after that, I'd have my first snack, which usually wound up being something like a fruit salad with some flaxseed or something along those lines, or like some apple and some nut butter, or like a piece of wheat toast. I specifically got this like Ezekiel's like 4-9 like flourless grain bread, which I actually wound up liking way more than I expected to. And then I also got whole wheat English muffins, and then I was supposed to get whole wheat bagels, but I couldn't find them at the stores that I went to. So again, I improvised and I just used what I was able to buy and just tried to make it work calorie wise. Then I would have another snack. Did I say that already? Breakfast snack, lunch. Then I'd have my after lunch snack, and then I would have dinner, and then I'd have my post dinner snack. And so what I started to notice was just my whole day was basically centered around eating. And that was something else that I started to get like a little stressed out about, because I felt like this diet was starting to control my life, because I constantly had to make sure that I was sort of on top of it. Like every 2 hours or so I was eating something, and I don't know, I don't like that. And I think that's because I'm not a snacker and I'm not used to eating that frequently. However, I know that what we were trying to essentially do was reset my metabolism, because my metabolism's a little slow, and so we're trying to speed that up. That's the goal. Then I would say halfway through the week, things were okay. I was actually starting to feel better, I would say, because I was eating a massive influx of vegetables, like way more greens than I was used to. And as it went on, I started to feel better. And I think a lot of that had to do with the influx of lots of color in my diet. So like all the extra green vegetables and cutting out the sugar. I did have a headache the first couple of days. Maybe like day 2, 3, 4-ish. I would say I was getting headaches every day. And I think that actually had to probably do a lot with maybe like sugar detox. Now, I'm also not a huge fan of sugar. I like things very lightly sweet. I'm someone who likes red bean, matcha, black sesame, me as like my dessert kind of like foundations and flavors. And I'm a dark chocolate person. I'm not a milk chocolate person. But my point is, I think you get it. Like, I don't really like super sweet things, but that just probably goes to show you that there was enough processed crap and sugar in the foods that even though I cook at home a lot, I was still like kind of coming off of. And for me, that was sort of huge, that I was going from curries and white rice and, you know, more, maybe slightly more heavier processed stuff, maybe things that were sometimes fried, to basically like broiled fish and microwave vegetables and salad and like just seasoning, and you're like watching how much oil you're cooking. And I had a headache and my body is just cleansing itself out, and my gut flora, this was something I was getting a lot of cravings. Like, all I wanted was like burritos and something that was more filling with lots of carbs. And again, that is something that I experienced during keto, so that was rough. I also would say that once I got over that hump, it wasn't as bad. My boyfriend even told me, he's like, you're in a better mood. Like, you've just been nicer lately. And I was like, oh no, am I mean? Like, I hope not. Like, I don't want to be a mean person. But he generally noticed my attitude changed, and that's not something that I noticed, and I don't think you usually will unless it's like drastic. So like, that was something that I guess was like enough that he picked up on, that my diet had changed my mood. And I was just kind of like, god damn, okay, cool. I mean, like, I want to be in a better mood. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be grouchy, but that goes to show like maybe what I was eating was making me mean and grouchy, and that's not fun, and that's not fair to the people around me. The whole food switch made a bit of an improvement, and I'm like, cool. Trickling down towards the end of the week was not so bad. I was still kind of feeling as if it was sort of dominating my life. I kind of was starting to get a little bit, or not as on top of like the strict schedule of, okay, I need to make sure my breakfast is done before 9, and then my snack needs to be at 11, and then my lunch is at 2, and then, you know, snack is at 4, and then dinner's at 6, and then snack is at 8. Like, I wasn't as crazy about that. Once I got to days like 5, 6, 7, I was more like, oh yeah, I'm pretty hungry, I need to eat this, because I did have those hunger cues, as I said, pretty much every 2 hours. Once I got through the headaches, the gut flora was starting to kind of like shut up and stop telling me that it was craving so much. I felt lighter. I noticed that with each meal, I wasn't feeling very stuffed. I think one of the only meals that I felt, or actually I had two meals where I did feel more like full, and those were when I had the stuffed red peppers, which I actually really liked, and then the final dinner, which was the whole wheat spaghetti with like vegetables. That was the only pasta I had the whole week. Pretty much everything else was turkey breast, chicken breast, basically like very lean meat is essentially, we were going like very lean. Even like the ground beef that I used the one time, I got like 90% lean, 10% fat, and like my innards were just like, where's the fat? Where's the flavor? It was integrated. I think this one was with the pepper, so it was like mixed with like sauce and rice, and it worked okay. But normally I wouldn't have gotten something that lean. So basically, like, this was a very low fat, lower carb sort of diet, very high vegetables, and it was different. I'll tell you, it was different, and having a professional do this for me was very, very much eye-opening. I weighed myself at the beginning and I weighed myself at the end. Did I expect a drastic change in a week? No, I did not. So this like wasn't like a dramatic sort of change. I noticed a little bit of a change in my stomach, but it wasn't huge. This is mostly about how I feel and what I feel like I guess I accomplished over this week, and how it's going to motivate me going forward. I've definitely been eating way more food than my body requires, and that is a big deal. I also am tired of balsamic vinegar and eating salads, so I'm gonna be off that for maybe a couple of days before I start to put that back in. It's like a regular sort of thing because I just ate way too many last week. But I do actually feel better. I didn't lose much weight at all. I lost maybe half a pound, and I don't think that's huge. I actually weighed myself 3 times. So I did like a mid-week-ish sort of weigh-in where I was already down a pound, and then I put like a little bit back on, but at the same time, that could very easily just be water weight. Your body fluctuates in general, so that's not something where I'm gonna get too upset about it. This is more of, how did I feel feel, and honestly, I felt good. I was hungry all the time, but I felt good. And so what I think I'm gonna probably try to do going forward is sort of model how this went and try to come up with a meal plan more on my own that's lower in calories, heavier in vegetables. Oh, also transparency, I didn't really work out this past week. It was a lot of sitting. It was more sitting actually than I'm proud of, but I just want to do that. It's not like I was out doing walks, lifting weights. This was a purely diet focused week. I did actually pay for the consultation with the dietitian at my gym, so this is not sponsored. This is just something that I wanted to talk about, my experience. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below if you have followed a diet from a dietitian and how it made you feel. Like, I felt good, hungry every 2 hours, but good. And as my boyfriend pointed out, apparently my attitude improved, which damn. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Slow down.